Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight on this amazing call where we get Miss Donna, the amazing person. Gosh, I love her. If you guys could all do me a favor and mute. I did not. Oh, wait, I'll do that right there. Let me just do that real quick. All right. And there we go. And Donna and I were talking about essential oil education, and she's got 19 years of experience as a health coach, just aroma therapy. Yes, aromatherapy. And I'm just so grateful that she was willing to help us out with these trainings. So the first Tuesday of the month going forward, we're going to do the seasons of success. And then the third Tuesday of the month, we've got kind of a little schedule lined out, and we're so excited to bring this to you and to be able to educate, because it's so important to know the power of these oils and everything that they can help us with, right? So I want to introduce first Go to Sauna. This is the Go to Sauna line, not the Heart and Body Naturals line from our sister company. And Go to Sauna is 12 years old. We have the same formulator, Alexandria Brighton, at both Heart and Body Naturals and Go to Sauna with Green Organics as our parent company. Obviously, we want to give a shout out to Madam President Paula Scarcella, who is just, she's so amazing. There's some things coming down the pipes that make me fall in love with her over and over again, with her with the way she wants to make an impact in the world, and to be able to offer people not only the income opportunity but these amazing life-changing products. And then her husband Ben, who is the vice president, and just truly an amazing man. I didn't know anyone really personally, and I don't know Ben personally, but he's a February 29th birthday, so he just turned 16. We're very grateful for that. And and then Alexandra, our formulator, she's got 30 years of experience in aromatherapy. She's a formulator and educator. She's the owner of the Brighton Institute. She's so well known around the world that when a field is ready to be harvested, she gets first dibs on the harvest. She's just very well respected. She's loved throughout the industry, and like I said, she's known around the world. My name is Tina Hewerman. I'm a mindset and health advocate. I love to make people laugh. I love to make people smile, and I love to make people feel better. And I love to educate. That's one of the things that I love so much. Growing up as a little girl, I was always the teacher. We always had notebook paper, and everybody had to listen to the teacher because I was kind of bossy too. I'm a wife of going on 31 years this July 4th, and I have 3 children, 1 in spirit, and 2 amazing grandchildren. And we have a pure plant promise. That is something that I absolutely love about both of these, about Green Organics. Absolutely nothing will be put into these products. They will never be cheapened in order to make a dollar or to satisfy a lack of supply for maybe an ingredient. And we would rather, Paula would rather, she protects Alexandria very much, Alexandria's reputation, and we would rather not have a product versus put it out and have a secondary, less potent, less pure ingredient in it. So love that. Everything is third party tested. And the cool thing is it's a buy and try guarantee. So if you don't like the product, you can always return it and get your money back. So before we get to Miss Donna and all the magic that she's going to share tonight about these amazing oils for our Seasons of Success collection, I do want to do the disclaimer that the statements made in this presentation, our website, in any Heart and Body Natural literature, Go to Sauna literature, on the Detox Divas, or on these essential oil calls, have not been evaluated by the FDA. Heart and Body Naturals products are not intended to treat, diagnose, prevent, or cure any diseases. The information on our websites, in literature, and presentations is not intended as medical advice and is not intended to replace the relationship you have with your primary care physician. So, Miss Donna, welcome back. And again, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and your brilliance about these oils. I know that essential oils are a huge passion of yours, and it's so fun to watch you get all wound up when you're talking about it too, because you really get wound up when you're passionate. You don't, yes, everybody agree. If you've been on a call with Donna before, isn't she just like that little energizer bunny when
Well, I do feel that way about essential oils. And I thank you for the opportunity to come and share my heart with you and share my passion with you, Tina, and all of our team. I'm going to address, um, I was asking the Lord, what would you like me to share with everybody? And so I'm going to address the question that I had when I first got introduced to essential oils. I mean, I totally believed in their therapeutic value, but that emotional stuff, well, that was a little low. You know what I'm saying? And so I really, I had it dismissed. But as always, the Lord is so amazing. And he gave me this scripture out of Job 33 that said, the spirit, oh no, I'm sorry. This one is put on oil of joy for a spirit of heaviness. And when I read this, it pierced my spirit. And I realized the Lord was actually speaking about the impact. Now, he had told me out of James 5:14 that there was, if any among you is sick, call for the elders and anoint them with oil, and their prayer of faith will heal the sick. And he showed me there was significance to essential oils, but like I said, I was limiting them to my understanding, and I had no comprehension of the impact that essential oils have on the emotional framework, the heart, the mind, and the spirit. So first of all, one of the things that is beautiful about the foursome here, this beautiful kit, this little collection, if you will, the monthly collection is very well thought out. These aren't just random oils stuck in a group for you to purchase. And now I'm going to tell you why.
okay.
Okay, first of all, the king here is prosperity. Then the oils in this are patchouli orange, cinnamon bark, ginger, black spruce, and nutmeg. And you're like, so what to do? What does that do for me, right? Let me tell you.
Do
Because
tell me.
when you have I'm gonna do this is Donna Cappen's chemistry lesson for the night. Okay, so this is my version of a chemistry lesson. Here you have a wrong cell, and here's another wrong cell, and here comes a sesquiterpene, and it hits the cell, it opens it up and cleanses the cell, and here comes a monoterpene along, and it reprograms the cell. So sesquiterpenes and monoterpenes, everybody say this, even in your quiet. Sesquiterpene, monoterpene. The reason why you want to know that is because any oils that have sesquiterpenes and monoterpenes are going to reprogram the negative programming of the cell, cleanse and scramble the wrong programming of the cell. And they will always be very important to be in whatever oil that is necessary to rebuild, if you will, regenerate the body. Now, there's another very important thing about sesquiterpenes. Have I lost you? You all with me here?
I'm with
Okay. Okay, essential oils that are high in sesquiterpenes are the only thing that can cross the blood-brain barrier. This is huge because when you cannot address many diseases of the brain because you can't get to the blood-brain barrier. Most medications cannot do that. But oils that are high in sesquiterpenes cross the blood-brain barrier, address, okay, this is very big to the amygdala of the brain. Okay, so why am I taking the time to tell you this? Because these oils, prosperity, has oils in it that are patchouli, 63% sesquiterpenes. Okay, so that's cleansing. Orange, 95% monoterpenes. That's reprogramming of the cell. Cinnamon bark. Then you have that one that is enhancing the power of other oils. Cinnamon bark helps everybody else get the job done. It like speeds up the action. Then you have ginger, 90% sesquiterpenes, cleansing those toxins. Black spruce, 55% monoterpenes and 35% sesquiterpenes. And nutmeg, 80% monoterpenes. So what does that give you? A power-packed, and even if you didn't know, that is going to get the job done. Okay, so now what do? You take this beautiful prosperity oil and you rub it in your hands. And I'm telling you, I would put yes, yes. Put it in your hands. Mine hasn't arrived yet. You put it in your hands, just like what Tina's doing, over your nose, like a tent, breathing 3 times through the nose and exhale, and breathing 3 times through the mouth and exhale. Now, why do we breathe other than the obvious? Because you can smell aromatherapy. As soon as you open the bottle, it's already within 30 seconds, it's crossed the blood-brain barrier of your brain. That's how fast essential oils move through your body. But you know what? This is in Job. The Spirit of God has made me, and the breath of the Almighty One gives me life. So when you are taking this beautiful oil, you are preparing to restore and reprogram your brain to life. You ask the Lord, Lord, give me life. Show me truth. Take away anything that's deceiving me. Walk me out of all deception. Walk me into all truth, and then breathe. And then wait and ask the Lord, what do you want me to know today about how much you love me? What do you want me to know today about what you call me? This is what these oils, the power is not in the oil. The oil prepares your way for the brain to take you where it needs to go. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
Anybody have any questions or comments about this? I'm super pumped about this. When I was studying this, I'm like, well, no wonder. 90% sesquiterpenes, 90% of monoterpenes. This is getting the job
This is
done.
getting the job done.
It is.
You know, I have done so much personal development over the years, and just the things that I've had to deal with, traumatic
Yes.
from the
Yes.
womb, from the womb
Yes.
up.
Yes.
And to, you know, I look at pictures of myself as a kindergartner and I think, my goodness, that poor child. I can't imagine someone that innocent having to deal with everything that she had to deal with at 5 years old. And so there was a lot of unpacking. There was a lot of telling myself I'm worthy, and finding that faith and listening to God along the journey. It's okay,
Right.
Tina, you don't deserve this. I'm going to make you stronger.
Right.
There were so many
Right.
messages along the way. And then to have these oils come along in my life
Yes. Right.
that amplify that
Right.
mindset coaching that I love to do so much. I feel so blessed. So blessed to
Well, I always kind of resisted, even when I knew their power, when I would say, when I hear a label of an oil, that basically this is what you need to get and I would resist it because I'm like, I know that the Lord is the one who reprograms truth, what we set our mind, but the oils are a pathway. They open up the frequency of the brain. Like I said, they're preparing the brain, and that's why the Lord himself So get relaxed. The Lord himself put on the oil of joy for a spirit of heaviness. There is power because of the frequency of the essential oil that affects the actual overall ability to even think straight and gives your body, your brain great energy to perceive and to receive.
Yep.
Okay, let's talk about dragon fire. I'm all about this oil. I have been using it on my clients for trauma. And I am very impressed. But again, yeah, I want to just test you all. I want to see how many, what oil, what do you think? Two things it has inside of dragon fire that make it so powerful.
Put it in the comments, guys. What two things are so powerful? Let's see who's the first to answer so we can shout you out.
Yeah,
Anybody remember
let's
what
see.
she
Peppermint. There you go. The terpenes. Yes.
Marcus.
Well, patchouli is 63% and monoterpenes. There they are. Marcus, go get them. Yes, remember, monoterpenes reprogram, sesquiterpene unscramble. And there you go. And cinnamon is right. It is basically a cinnamon bark enhances the action of all the other oils, which is why it's in the combination. So again, Dragonfire has our wonderful patchouli. Spikenard, which is a big deal oil. Actually, that's the oil that was poured on Jesus' feet. And that is 50% sesquiterpenes. Sage, this is very high in ketones, which actually, um, yes, very much, Marcus. It is basically ketones give the brain the ability to perceive and receive. Juniper, 50% monoterpenes. Ocean pine, 80% monoterpenes. Palmarosa, it has both sesquiterpenes, and another one that's in here is D-limonene. D-limonene is crucial for your body's glutathione levels to rebuild its immune system and to repair and heal. It's just I was like so excited when I was looking this up. Cedarwood, guess what? 90% sesquiterpenes. Cypress, 50%. And our beloved frankincense, 90% monoterpenes. There you go. So that's just in Dragonfire. And it says it targets negative energy. You bet it does. Okay, now you put that with prosperity. Bam! You have got yourself, again, a dynamic duo. But wait, there's more.
Gosh, I
Before
love
I
you.
move, anybody else have a question about Dragonfire?
There was a
This oil,
question about how often to use the oils.
okay, all right. Now this would be completely dependent on what you're walking through. Okay, if you are going through a very emotional trauma, a lot of stress, you're overcoming something. It could be over. Let's just say you're in a liver cleanse and you're really fighting cravings. This is going to and you have your mindset that you are determined to not be controlled by the flesh of your flesh. Your flesh isn't going to rule. So this is why is it because Dragonfire's got it going on? It's because Dragonfire equips you to put your mind and stay there and keep your mind focused on what it is you want to focus on. Does that make sense?
It
So
does.
I would say you can't take too much. The only thing that you got to be careful of is if you get a headache, you need more water. And
Oh,
you got to make sure that these are very potent oils. And so your liver has to be able to handle, because remember, if you inhale an oil, 90 seconds later, if you prick your toe, it'd be in your bloodstream. So that's traveling through your body very, very fast. And it's detoxifying everything as it goes. So you got to make sure that your body is ready to handle. So maybe start out with 1 to 2 drops, and if that doesn't get done an hour or two later, take another. But you can take it as often. I mean, you should be able to feel the lift. You actually can feel the lift. And don't forget about diffusing. Oh, girl, I love diffusing. I had a diffuser going 24/7.
Yep.
And don't forget to diffuse at nighttime.
Right.
If you're going if you're going through a rough time, and you could have a hard day at the office, you might be going through a trauma with your kids, there might be a lot of continued sickness in your house, whatever it is, there's a lot of people and everyone seems to be in a lot of trauma these days.
Mhm.
Then support yourself, give yourself extra an extra lift to help yourself overcome the overwhelming of negative emotions and frequency. Don't forget all this wounds, fear, terror, everything basically is affecting the frequency of your body. Okay, so any other questions or comments that
Yeah,
need
there
to
was
be?
one about cedar and pets,
Cedar wood.
probably.
Oh, I have cats. I have no, I mean, I've never had a problem. You'd have to do a lot of direct oil for it to actually affect the any animal.
Okay,
Hmm.
good. Good to
Yeah.
know. Good to know.
Birds can be a little different.
Yeah.
Birds are a little different.
I want to back
Okay.
up just real quick to spikenard because I think this is
Oh
so,
yeah.
so
Oh yeah.
incredible. She had mentioned that the oil was applied to Jesus's feet at the house of Simon. And what a gift of knowledge that was for her to select an oil that cost a year of wages
Yes.
and pour it on his feet and in his hair. She probably didn't know this, but it was in preparation for the trauma that he was about to go to.
Oh, absolutely. It
And
was.
so I think that is,
Yeah. Yes. Spikenard is very, 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 I use it very, when I have a client that tests for spikenard, it's a very powerful oil. And for it to be in here is it gives you full attention to the respect of the combination of that oil.
mhm.
Okay, so now you've got your prosperity hooked up with dragon fire, which remember is helping you get rid of negative. Now you've got be determined, which is going after a different center point of the emotional wellspring. Again, so what are we looking for? What two ingredients are we watching for? You already know, you are so well trained. We're looking for spikenard, #1 oil, and be determined. Again, heavy hitter. Okay, 50% sesquiterpenes. Ginger, which is very calming, 90% sesquiterpenes. And ocean pine, 80% monoterpenes. Black spruce, 50% monoterpenes, 35% sesquiterpenes. Balsam fir, 90% sesquiterpenes. Okay, so all this together, what are we talking about? A lot of sesquiterpenes in here, a lot of unscrambling, getting rid of negative thinking so that you can focus and be determined to get done what your mind. You want to ask the Lord, you want to self-empty. You want to ask the Lord, Lord, what am I afraid of? And what is it? What is it that is the negative emotions in me? And then make a list. Make a list and let it go. Use your oil to empty out. Ask the Lord, seriously, guys, if you want to get a whole new lease during this cleanse, sit down and ask the Lord to help you see what is it I'm afraid of? What is it that's making me just unrested or stressed? Everything, and get honest and write it down and then offer him the list and see what he does and then ask him what he'd like to do with it. You watch what he says. That's an amazing exercise. Sometimes we'll have
Well,
to do that as a actual team exercise.
I would
Hmm.
love that. And the other thing too, with the liver is known in traditional Chinese medicine to be the storage unit for anger.
Yes. Yes.
Do you want to talk on
Yes.
that?
Yeah. Well, you go ahead, honey.
Okay.
It is. Your liver is key.
Yeah, your liver is so key. It not only, helps purify the blood, and but that is like if you are angry at someone, like she said, ask the Lord, who do I need to forgive? And remember that
Exactly.
forgiveness is not for that other person. Forgiveness is so
No.
that that is not stored in your liver anymore, and you're harboring that. And
Yes.
when you're harboring that energy, because we are energy, energies are emotions, emotions, essential oils are energies and frequencies. When you release that, you're able to cleanse better. You're able to feel better. You're going to have more joy. And when that yuck leaves you, it's going to be replaced with more love for yourself, which is, that's your first love. God, your first love. You got to love yourself. And so I'm glad that you brought up the liver because that's coming up next
It
week.
is because the liver, well, and the thing is, the main thing that you want, all of us want to be led in a path of prosperity. And the Lord said, I'll prosper you, even as your soul prospers. So we always want him to be able to tell us which way to go. And most of us don't think we can hear from him. And there's no better way to hear from the Lord than to get rid of all the fear.
Yeah.
And once the fear is gone, you can clearly hear his voice. And these oils will enhance your experience, enhance your ability to focus, listen, and prepare yourself for truth. And then the last oil is not to be overlooked, and that is sweet marjoram. And guess what? It has got one ingredient that's a big deal: monoterpenes. 60% monoterpenes. Okay, reprogramming of the cell. And guess what it does? Relaxes and calms the body. So you put all of this together. You have your prosperity oil, giving you new vision, new clarity about the pathway that you're supposed to go, breaking all the negative fear, dragon fire, inspiring, kicking you into gear, be determined, equipping you to be focused, and sweet marjoram, which is relaxing and calming the body. To put all of it together is a great lineup, which I completely see why this is the dynamic quadruple. I won't even say duo.
Right.
For the prosperity setup. It's beautiful.
That's awesome. And I know that Alexandra designed this collection to build upon the other. And so when she built this collection, it starts with spring. You don't have to, it starts with prosperity, the spring blend. That doesn't mean that you have to start prosperity in the spring. You can pick up anywhere within it. But I'm so excited to be able to start this 12-month journey through these oils, because just as brilliantly put together as each individual oil is, as Donna said, the individual oils coming together is even more brilliant.
Yes, it
And
is
then
brilliant.
when we go through the 12 months of the seasons of success, each collection building upon the other, upon the other, upon the other.
Mhm.
And I know that Veronica had said in one of the training classes that she had done with me that prosperity essential oil is kind of like the lavender. It supercharges every other seasons of success plan that we have. And so as you're going through this seasons of success, if you've got cotton balls stuck in all your air ducts, if you've got it sprinkled over your wallet, if you have it sprinkled, in your shampoo, I make my own body wash, and I'm going to be adding prosperity this time to it. Last time I made too much. I'm going to try to make enough for a month so that next month I can add the next oil to my body wash. And so put some in your shampoo, put some in your conditioner, put some in your laundry as you're washing your clothes, in the dryer so it gets on everybody. And just spread that beautiful energy of that oil, throughout the house, and anyone that enters really
And
can mix
remember,
them all
remember
together
that
as one.
whenever you're going through a time of of a change, even if it's a good change, it's hard on your system. I
Mhm.
mean, it is, and there's so much in our world that is causing stress and anxiety. So somebody asked about liver. You know, the dragon fire would be great for your liver for helping, but all of these things together are all going to be very equipping for releasing. But I really want you to focus on asking the Lord to when you're releasing that anger, ask the Lord what you're afraid of. What do you feel sad about? What do you feel mad about? Write it down and empty it out on a list and be honest about everything. And I'm talking all the way back to childhood. Any name that you've been called, any way you've been abused, release it. And then ask the Lord his thoughts about you. Ask the Lord to tell you his thoughts about you. What does he call you? Because you know your identity is as unique as your fingerprint. And you are one of a kind. And these oils are here just to prepare yourself so that when you're going through all, you were all talking about liver cleanses and new life, new spring. But this is a great time to get yourself solid in who you are and all that God designed for you to be. And the prosperity will follow.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much. That was beautiful.
You're welcome.
Couple questions. Is there a list of what the oils do? Yes, Margot, they are on the product information pages. You can, when your bottles come, you can scan the QR code that is on the side, and that will bring up the product information page. Which oil is good for anger and negative surroundings? That would be Dragonfire. Can we mix them all together as one?
No, there are a lot of them that are duplicated. My first instinct, it wouldn't hurt. I don't know that I would do that. I feel like prosperity specifically in Dragonfire have, I'm getting a pullback. Let me just pull it that way about mixing it all together. I feel like, I understand for convenience to put it in a roll on. Um, I suppose you could, there's nothing that's going to be hurt. I just don't know. I don't know if you're going to get the best results.
Makes sense.
That's I know that you can mix margarine. I don't have a problem with that. And she said not to mix them together. Okay. Yeah. That's why I really kind of feel a pullback on it. That it's not the wisest thing to do. Because the like one of the things that you always notice in any blend, the the oil at the top, the first one is the strongest oil that's in there. And so you don't want to lose that impact that it has on your body, on your frequency. Each one is designed for a purpose. So
Mhm.
you just don't want to minimize that.
Yeah. Yep.
Mhm.
All right. Any other questions, you guys, before we end the call? I know Will has a pretty important call coming up at the top of the hour that we need to get on to. We did good there, Donna. It's just 7:34.
Oh.
No, that was as always your passion, and when you did that punch thing, like I was cracking up.
It was my pleasure to be here.
Yeah, we're very thankful for you guys showing up and wanting to learn, because the more you know about these, the more people you can help, and that is why we're here. We're here to make an impact, spread the love, spread the joy, spread the oil, and let's take this journey. Commit to 12 months of these oils every single month. There is an intention that comes with this, but you can write your own. Use it in your prayer time. If you do that every morning, whatever you do, put it around your house, put it, let that abundance come to you. I'm going to share a story. And I've talked about this before on other calls, but most of you know that I used to have a drinking problem. And it was from all the trauma that I had experienced. I buried it, didn't want to deal with it. And leading up to my journey and where it like really where my business started a year ago when I quit drinking, is I heard God say, if you quit drinking, I'll bring abundance to your business. And so it's just been this beautiful journey of being able to step out into my power with his blessings and his abundance. And it's just blowing me away what's happening. And so I can't wait to see, starting with prosperity, going through these 12 months to see what in your life can change and how you can step out into that power and be that best self and love yourself and love God and use these oils and be a blessing in this world and have that abundance, have that self-confidence, have the joy, have the self-aware, have the gentle change, have that compassion. And join us the first Tuesday of each month, same link, and we'll go to the next one in April. So with that, have a great evening full of prosperity. And thank you, Donna.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.